Five-star communication is something that we all as hosts need to really be focused on. Look, after all, we're in the hospitality business, right? I would hope you'd agree with me on that, because I think it's the hospitality is one of the main contributing factors that sets us apart from our competitors. And we can provide even better hospitality than five-star hotels can. There's something that I learned from a good friend, a former client, and I would even classify her as a little bit of a mentor to me. Her name's Dee Patel. She's the general manager of the historic Hermitage Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, which is the only five-star, five-diamond hotel in the entire state of Tennessee. And I had the pleasure in a former business to service her hotel and her guests and the celebrities. And they were at an average price point around $700 a night 10 years ago, when the average nightly rate in Nashville is around $135 a night. But they separated themselves, and communication played a huge role in that. And there's things that we can learn from what the Hermitage Hotel does and what these five-star hotels do and resorts do to incorporate into our hospitality mix. And it's really gonna help you generate customers that have a better experience, but also ones that are gonna leave you more five-star reviews. And it all starts with pre-communication. So hopefully you understand that the faster that you reply to your inbox inside the Airbnb app and VRBO, that ties in as a data point for the algorithm, so you're gonna have higher listings. But the faster that you reply to clients shows the urgency and kind of is the first, I'm searching for a word here. It's kind of the first experience of dealing with you as a host. So there's a reason that I love using my two favorite automation apps are Your Porter and OwnerRez, because you can literally automate that first step of communication and through all of your communication channels. Through the Airbnb app or through text messaging. But I want to send up a big warning sign. Chris, drop in a warning sign for me right here, because the one thing I do not want you to do in August, Airbnb, so if you're on the Airbnb platform, they updated their terms of service and you cannot ask for an email address. If you do, you're going to run the risk of getting banned with no notice, all your reservations canceled, boom, they're going to kick you off the platform. So do not ask for emails anymore. And I know a lot of you that are experienced are thinking, well, how do I send out my welcome guide? How do I send a contract? Save it to Dropbox, save it to Google Drive, put it into something like DocuSign or HelloSign that can create a link and send the link inside of the app. So literally your first communication, especially if you're doing pre-approval reservations, is critical. And I always want you to think about, you're always selling the after. You're always selling the experience your guests are gonna have and that emotion they're gonna have when they're driving and leaving your property. If you follow me, you're gonna hear me talk about that a lot, because it's not about the number of beds, the number of silverware, the coffee, the linens, the 300 thread count, all that bullshit. It's really about the experience that they're gonna have. And that starts in your first form of communication. So I'm using language like, hi Chris, thank you very much for your interest in Paradise Point. What brings you to come to the clearest lake in the South, Smith Lake? Are you celebrating just a weekend getaway? Are you wanting to relax? Are you bringing the family for a mini vacation? Is it an anniversary? Tell me a little bit about, why you're coming to Smith Lake. That does a couple of things, right? One, it shows that I'm really interested in their experience as opposed to trying to sell them my listing. And two, I'm gonna get information from them. I'm gonna get information from them that I can leverage in my future communication. I may be able to customize a small little gesture or a gift when they arrive or into my welcome basket. There's a lot of things that can happen, but that needs to be instantaneous. That's why I highly recommend having some automation set up, once again, with OwnerRez or Your Porter. The second part is prepping them. So let's say that Chris is booking 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. A lot of people, they don't know when to start sending information. So as soon as that reservation is confirmed, I'm sending my welcome guide, I'm following up with my house rules, and I'm setting the tone for their arrival. 2 days prior to their arrival is when I'm sending directions. A lot of my places are remote, so I'm explicit directions. If you can, send them a Google pin or an Apple Maps pin. On Google Maps or Apple Maps, send them a pin so they can one click on that link and literally have it uploaded to their phone so they can follow the directions right to your property. 2 days in advance. Also set the tone for the check-in. Now, if you guys are still old school and you're using a key or you're greeting your guests, believe me and my guy Chris, we were in Phoenix 2 weeks ago and we got greeted at like this 5-star, Airbnb superhost at a 7,000 square foot, mansion where I hosted a mastermind group, and it was one of the worst check-in experiences I've ever had. You need to be contactless. You need to have, Wi-Fi locks to where you can change codes. You need to make it as simple and easy. Have some Ring cameras or some Arlo cameras so you can track the number of guests and see what's going on outside only, no cameras inside. That way you can really focus on just getting them to the property, giving them a seamless check-in, giving them the information 2 days advance. You can set the time that they're going to be able to get access and let them know. If you have a 4 p.m., which is pretty standard check-in, on that 2-day notification, let them know I'm going to send you the code. We are doing sanitation. We're doing cleaning. My cleaners need this entire time. We have a turnover. But if the guests leave early, if we get done early, then I would be more than happy to bonus you an early check-in at no additional charge. And then you can go into your lock and just change the access point for the time. But one thing that's really important, a lot of guests are notorious for showing up onto your property early. They may not be ready to check in, but like I'm at a lake house here, they may literally want to walk out to my dock. Well, that puts pressure on your cleaners. It puts pressure on the people that are inside, and that may be you cleaning. You may be paying a cleaning crew. So be very clear and explicit that when you mention check-in, your guests may be thinking, it's okay to show up to the property. I've got the address. I just can't go in the house yet. So if you don't want them on the property, make sure you're communicating that. Then the morning of check-in, I just send them a safe travels type of message through the Airbnb app. It says, hey, this is Bill, your host. I just wanted to make sure that you're on the way, that you have a safe travels. If you have any last minute questions, please let us know. And shortly, later on in the day, I'll be sending you the door access code and the check-in instructions. And then I'll send them the door access codes, the golf cart codes, the pool codes, all that type of stuff when the house is officially ready and they can enter. And there's one thing that's really critical. It's the last line that I put into that communication. And it says, I hope you have a wonderful stay. I want you to know that I'm here for you 24 hours a day to answer any questions that you may have. But I'm going to leave you alone to enjoy your vacation. One of the mistakes that I see hosts make is they over-communicate. On like a 3-day stay or a 4-day stay, they're messaging their guests every single day with, here's our favorite restaurants. Here's where the towels are. Hey, did you notice this? Well, I can tell you from an experience, I'm a high-end Airbnb user, a guest. I just want the access codes and leave me the hell alone. Whether I'm hosting a meeting, whether I'm on my vacation with my family, if I need something, I'll reach out to you. And that's what I see with discerning business travelers. That's what I see with high-end family travelers as well. So set the tone for how you're going to communicate through their stay. Now, if you're doing a Saturday to Saturday in prime vacation rental markets during the summer, I think you should have a Wednesday check-in. And it's really simple. Hey, Chris, this is Bill. I hope everything's going well with your vacation. Have you taken advantage of A, B, or C? It could be the lake, could be the beach, could be the ski slopes, whatever it is. By the way, here's my favorite restaurant. Here's my favorite place to go swimming. Here's my favorite view. Here's my favorite part of the beach. Give them one of those things just in case they haven't experienced that yet. And by the way, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your vacation. I will send you one last message the night before checkout, just to remind you of the checkout procedures. But that's not really the last message that you're going to send the night before. The morning of checkout, about 1 hour prior to checkout, whether it's 9 a.m., 10 a.m., or 11 a.m., you want to send them the thank you communication. And that thank you communication is really important, that you're laying the groundwork, letting them know that they have been a 5-star guest. And if they've been a 5-star guest and you let them know, just like, hey, Chris, you know what? Thank you so much. It's really hard for us to find guests such as yourself. Thank you. You have no idea how much we appreciate you being a 5-star guest. Now you are subliminally laying the groundwork for them to give you a 5-star rating, because you're letting them know that they're a 5-star guest. Even if they've been a 3-star or a 4-star guest, you want them to believe that you think they're a 5-star guest. That way, they get in that frame of mind to where they're going to leave you a 5-star review. What I do not want you to do, and a lot of hosts do, is they ask for a 5-star review. They try to justify what goes into the Airbnb rating system. That is a complete turnoff and is a Molotov cocktail for disaster. If you have been a great host, if you have provided communication, if you've done everything that you had in your listing, and back to Dee Patel, my friend, the general manager at the Hermitage Hotel in Nashville, if you've +1 them, delivered one thing that they weren't expecting that blows their socks off, you're going to get a 5-star review. Those are just a couple of tips that I think you really need to focus on to be able to get 5-star reviews out of 5-star communication. So if you want to see more videos like this to provide you more value and help you maximize your profit with your short-term rental, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below.